Hey everyone, welcome to this powerful raw productivity series. In this series, I interview the best productivity coaches in the whole India, and I will just create the no nonsense, unfiltered, raw talks on productivity. And I go deep into about core productivity so that you can practically implement it in your life. The first expert in this series is Nitya. Nitya, welcome to this series. What is your
Hello,
feeling?
Ramesh. Hello, everybody. I am feeling great. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Hmm.
And
Thank you.
I am happy to meet
Nitya,
your audience
Nitya is
also.
a holistic empowerment coach only for moms. The reason I pick Nitya is she is like microed into only moms. If you're watching as a mom, this is a must interview for you because we are going deep into the productivity for moms. Okay. So Nitya, go ahead and quickly introduce yourself for us.
Hello, everybody. I am Nithya Rangarajan. I am a holistic empowerment coach for moms. The reason I chose moms is I feel moms are very special, unique, and at the same time, we are constantly stressed also. All moms at least one point in time in their life, they would have felt the sago effect. I call
Hmm.
this sago. That is
Hmm.
stress, anxiety, guilt, and overwhelm. Okay. There is
Correct.
no mom who has not felt that. Okay. So
Hmm.
be it a CEO of a company or a full-time homemaker or a working mom or a single mother, she would have definitely felt this. And I also went through that. So that's
Hmm.
why I thought I have to become a holistic empowerment coach for moms and make their life enjoyable.
Very good, very good. And
That's about
I
me.
feel I feel your why is very stronger. Okay. So Nitya, tell me
Yeah.
why one mom or why a person has to prioritize the productivity? Why one person has to care productivity?
Okay. So here, Ramesh, tell me, you must have heard about RRR movie, right?
Yes, triple R, my favorite
It's very,
Rajma
yeah,
film. Yes, correct.
right. So what I tell my mentees, no,
Hmm.
I'll give you two movies, okay? RRR. So you decide which one you want. So the
Hmm.
first RRR will be results, okay? Rewards and recognition. Do
Yes.
you
Hmm.
want a movie like that, or
Hmm.
you want a movie something like this, okay? Repetition, rejection, and
Hmm.
regret. So
Hmm.
which
I want
RRR movie you want?
I want first one.
Yeah, right, definitely. So as human beings, all of us want the first one only because if we want results like that, if you want that first RRR movie, then definitely you have to prioritize productivity because productivity, generally people connect it only with time management, but
Hmm.
it is not so.
Hmm.
It has a lot to do with all the areas of life that is
Hmm.
generally overlooked by others. So when
Hmm.
you take productivity, it is how you use your time. It is not only time, your effort, your energy, everything comes into place, right? And your health, wealth, all your career, your profession, your work, and the work-life balance also, and
Hmm.
your life richness. All these things are taken care of by how you use your time because everybody has 24 hours, right?
Correct.
That is the only constant thing in this world, and that is same for everybody. But how some people are able to be successful and some are not. The
Correct.
reason is we are not being productive. We are always confusing being busy with productive.
Correct.
So that is why it is important for us to prioritize productivity. Otherwise, we will fail in all the areas of life. We will not live a life up to our expectations. We just have one life, no? We should make
Correct.
it big,
We
right?
all have one life. Correct.
Yeah, so we should make it big only when you prioritize productivity. I think, can you make it big,
Mm,
right? So
mm.
that's my thought on that.
Correct. See, I really love that word. Everyone has only 24 hours a day. If you are playing
Mm.
the small game, when will you play the big game? And to play
Yeah,
the big game, you must prioritize the productivity. Otherwise, you're just blindly working like a donkey and getting the peanuts. Or you want to become a millionaire, or you want to achieve that, as Nitya told, holistic life, holistic success,
yeah,
HRCM, health, relationships, career, and money. Right. So that's
right,
why I personally feel Nitya as a productivity expert. Productivity is the core in every part of the life.
definitely.
Because in health, we need consistency in health. In wealth, we need strategies in wealth creation. In career,
Mm.
we need productivity to skill development and growth. In money, we need money management, like productivity to be disciplined on spending and saving and money making. Like if you ask me, productivity is the core
Yeah.
in all the areas of people's life.
Definitely. That's why I said no. time, energy, and effort. All these things are involved in productivity. It is not just time management.
Yes.
Generally, people associate only time management to productivity,
Mm.
but it is not so.
It
It's
is
something
not. It is
holistic.
right. And one more thing which I always think of is people always have this objection like Ramesh, I tried many things. I tried Pomodoro. I tried Eisenhower metrics. I tried to-do list. I tried this, that. But you tell me, what is your secret framework you're teaching for your moms?
Okay. I would say the first thing is to be proactive.
Proactive.
Okay. So that's my program name also, Proactive Productivity Mastery, especially for moms, because
Mm.
moms
Mm.
are proactive when it comes to family.
Mm.
They
Mm.
are always reactive when it comes to themselves. Okay, so
Mm.
even I have been in that position. I realized that, and then I decided that I have to be proactive.
Yes.
And then I call my framework PPF,
Mm.
because I prioritize first and then plan and then focus. Because when you spend time in planning the unnecessary tasks, that is, those that can be eliminated or deleted or delegated, then you're wasting time there also. So
Correct.
please prioritize first and then plan and then focus. And moms, they are experts in time management, is what I believe.
Mm.
And the problem is, they still say, I am busy, right? That should not be the case with moms when they are experts in time management. The
Yes.
problem with moms is they always have a problem with priority management. That
Correct.
is, considering themselves as priority.
Correct.
So that is a secret framework I've been following. If you see my profile also
Yes.
on LinkedIn, you can see that I've taken several breaks during
Mm.
my career also. Right. The
Mm.
reason was my priority was completely different. Okay.
Mm.
So it's more than a decade of experience in the IT industry. I could have actually put 2 decades, more than 2 decades. It could have been 24 years right now. But
Mm.
I did not prefer that because my thoughts were like I wanted to be with my son when he was very small. I wanted
Yes.
to listen to his
Support the
talks.
family. Mm.
Yeah. And
Mm.
I'll not get that 2 or 4 years of my son back, right? He is now
Yes.
16
Yes,
years.
you can.
So, yeah, you'll not get it. So
Yes.
that's how you decide your priorities, right? The
Mm.
time will not come back. It doesn't wait for anybody. So decide your priorities clearly and you'll be able to win everything in your life.
I really like this framework because you told that priority is first, then plan, right?
Yeah.
But in our community, our flavor is different. We always tell people that
Yeah.
plan, then only you prioritize the plan. Okay, that's okay. It is the flavors different. Okay, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
the destination. Okay, but tell
That
me,
is only it's for moms, no? Moms' priority
moms.
is the first thing. They're
Yes.
very good at planning and all, but the problem is they don't prioritize.
If, if
They feel that they are selfish when they are spending time for themselves. You ask your mom, she'll also say, tell you the same.
Exactly. Even my mom, you don't know Nitya, like we went through a deep pain in our life. Okay. I lost my
Oh,
dad when I was in eighth class. 1 decade of hard work my mom went through to raise me, to raise my brother, to feed us, to give the education. I'm very very fortunate to have a disciplined mom in my life. And if you ask me why I choose productivity, because my mom is very productive and disciplined. She is ingrained those traits on me. And if I
mm,
am disciplined, I can make productive discipline. I can make the entire India disciplined. And
definitely.
mom is the core in our life, right? Now tell
Exactly.
me, like how to handle how are you handling the work along with distractions? Like we have smartphone, meetings, people, family, too many things, right?
Right,
How are
right,
you
right.
handling this? What is your execution flavor around the work without distractions?
Okay, so whenever I sit for deep work, so by deep work, I mean the priorities I have. Every
Mm.
day I have around three priorities, three
Three
to five
priorities.
max.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
Mm.
one will be the topmost one. And
Topmost.
so I'll be very clear about my priorities. And when I sit for this deep work, I will decide what my goal is or the milestone is.
Mm.
And once I decide that, I will start visualizing that I've already achieved that.
Mm.
And then I will decide the reward. Reward is very
Mm.
important. Okay.
Yeah, very,
And
very.
once you decide the reward, you feel very
Yes.
happy, right?
Yes.
And then after that, what I do is I
Mm.
will also think proactively what all problems can come, what all distractions can come to me. Because
Can.
as a mom, I would tell you, Ramesh,
Mm.
what happens, whenever we sit for deep work, we'll
Mm.
automatically get that thought of loading the clothes in the washing machine, paying the school fees, picking up
Correct.
the child from the after
Correct.
school daycare, all these things will
Yes.
come, right? So it is better either you decide a proactive approach, sit and think of all the things that you can think of before getting into the deep work, or Suppose you feel, okay, right now I have to focus on the deep work. Okay,
Mm.
go into the reactive mode. Set aside
Mm.
a time for putting your clothes in the washing machine or paying the school fees. It can always wait, right?
Mm.
Because
Mm.
you have the whole day to pay the fees,
Yes.
even if it is the last day. So
Yeah.
I would say you go either on a proactive mode or a reactive mode. I would always suggest proactive. So
Right.
if you get some thought, no, then
Mm.
please write it down. So
Okay.
decide, see, for example, if you're sitting at 10 o'clock, 10 to 10:30, I'm going to do this deep work.
Mm.
Now, 10:05, I will get this thought. Oh my God, I forgot this. Even if I was proactive, sometimes I'll
Mm.
get this thought, okay, I forgot this activity. Immediately don't stop the work. You please note it down in one paper or one notebook you can have only for distractions. Because when you write it down, no, you will forget about that.
Correct.
You know that, okay, when once I finish writing, I have to come back to this deep work. I've given the attention it is required, no? Whatever was required for that distraction, I've given the attention. I've
Mm.
already written it down, and I know after this deep work, I'll come back to that.
Distraction.
So,
That's a good
yeah,
framework, right? Writing down framework. In a
yeah,
summary, guys, very simple. Sit in the deep work. When you are getting any distraction apart from the main work, write it in the paper. That's what Nitya is saying.
yeah, yeah. And not only that, before I begin that deep work, no, I will do free writing. As an
Mm.
author, no, I'm used to that. So
Very
what
good.
we do is before we get into the book writing thing, we always do 5 minutes of free writing. So
Mm.
that actually declutters your mind like anything
Mm.
and helps you in deep work. Okay, so you don't even get that writer's block when you do this free writing. That's
Correct.
what I've experienced. So I
Mm.
would say whatever task you're going to do, please do a little bit of brain dump, that is free writing. Whatever comes to your mind, just write it down. Five
Mm.
minutes
Mm.
and declutter your mind, clear it, and then sit for that deep work. I think you will be able to do wonders during those 25 minutes or whatever time you're going to do. That's
Mm.
what I feel.
Great strategy. Like just sit and what all the things in your mind, just dump it out in the paper. Okay, put it aside and you focus
Yeah,
on the work. See, I'm curious
right.
with two things. One is like how long you can deep work without a break.
For me, it's 90 minutes.
90 minutes. Damn good. Okay. And what kind of reward? You talk about rewards, right? Tell me, like as a mom, what kind of rewards you take and what is the complexity of the work and what is the reward levels you can go to?
For me, I would say sometimes it is not at par, okay, with the
Okay.
complexity of the work because for me as a mom, so some people might even laugh. I love sweets. That is the biggest reward I will imagine. So I'm not really after any material things in the world. I love sweets and milk sweets especially. So I always reward myself with sweets or means I will go out with my son and I love walking. So
Hmm.
these are the things because moving is actually the meditation
Good
kind
thing
of
for the
thing for
body.
me. So movement is meditation. So I walk in the nature,
Hmm.
or if the work is really high and I have achieved something, accomplished something, then I may plan for some travel.
Very
And
good.
that's
Very
the
good.
reward. The highest reward, I would say, the travel plans. And
Hmm.
next to that, I would say sweet and walk. So
Very
these are the things I frequently get into. But
correct.
otherwise, I don't get into the material things. Others I've seen they get into all the material things. But for me,
Material things.
these three are the
But
most important
in
ones.
our case, we go for material things like if I finish like 4, 5 like interviews or 4, 5 things, right? Any big things in my life, I go for biryani. Okay. I go
Okay,
for purchasing my
right.
favorite t-shirt. Because I'm a productive guy. I don't even, Nitya, I convert myself into that much discipline. Even my daily meals are the reward for the work I'm doing. If I don't do it
Great.
fully, I am not eligible for dessert. I'm not eligible for extra protein. I'm not eligible for even extra juice. That much of
Okay.
that,
Okay.
that much of discipline I went through so that to eat better at the afternoon, I have to do the deep work in the morning.
Yeah. True,
Right?
true.
Convert,
That's true.
yeah, convert your basic needs into rewards.
Yeah.
So that
True.
even
And
sleep.
as you said, no, the morning thing, I'm getting reminded of that power hour of productivity. There is a myth that people think, no, that every hour is a productive hour for me. It's not like that. The energy levels keep dropping,
Down, keep
right?
down. Yes, yes.
Yeah. So in that case, you'll have to find out the power hour, and it's generally in the morning for most
Morning.
of us.
Hmm.
So eat that frog in the morning itself. Utilize that power hour in the morning.
Correct, correct. That's really great, the power hour idea, right? But tell me how to make someone the whole day energetic and how to make someone whole day motivated.
Okay, I love this topic, Ramesh, because my first book is on that,
Okay.
Sustainable Self-Motivation, where I tell 5 secrets, and that's
Mm,
in the form of an acronym.
mm.
So I believe in self-motivation right from my childhood. Luckily, I have not been expecting others to motivate me. I
Motivate you.
don't believe in external motivation.
Mm,
It's not that I avoid that. I use that also, but I believe more in intrinsic motivation, self-motivation. So
mm.
what I feel is I should be independent. That's the biggest lesson I learned from my mother, to be independent and not to wait for others to come and motivate you. So what I do for that is your why should be very strong.
Very strong. Very.
Okay. Yeah. That is the foundation for your motivation. Because
That's
why do we lose motivation is we don't know why we are doing that work. That
mm,
is when your motivation level starts dipping. So you
mm,
should not allow that. Your why should be very strong. So even now, for the past 5 or 6 months, I've been going through an emergency situation at home. But
mm.
still, not even one day I have stopped my activities in my community. It's still
Very,
going on.
very,
The
very.
reason is the why is very strong because
Mm,
I want to serve mothers. I want to impact their lives and make their life enjoyable. I don't want them to have that sago at all. So
mm.
that is my why. So that will give you the motivation even when your energy levels are low,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
And this why can actually transform your thoughts about your purpose, your vision, your mission. It will take you towards your goals easily. So that
Mm,
is the first thing I would say.
mm.
And the second thing, no, sometimes no, the external factors might pull you down.
Correct.
They
Correct.
might pull you away from your high motivation levels. In
Mm.
that case, I would definitely say, please ignore. That
Ignore.
is the thing that you can do. I have found mothers, especially
Mm,
doing the swap. That is, they ignite that external thing and ignore their intrinsic motivation. It should not be
mm,
the case. It should be the other way around. They
mm.
should actually ignore the external noise and ignite their internal
Internal self. Mm.
voice. Yeah. So eliminate the noise and just focus on your voice. That is very important. Listen to your inner voice. That will actually elevate you and it will not bring you exhaustion. The
Mm.
problem is when this ignite and ignore, no, that is being swapped, this exhaustion and empowerment also gets swapped.
That correct. They'll get
Yeah.
exhausted, right? They'll get burnout if they're overthinking
Yeah.
about themselves.
Right, right. Which is not required.
Mm,
So, to keep yourself motivated throughout the day, your voice should be strong. You should listen to your inner voice, ignore the external noise, and also always have that motivation mindset, I would
mm,
say.
mm,
Right? Always, I want to do something. Okay. So, what can I do? What is under my control that I can do here, now,
mm,
right now?
mm.
Because some people say live it as if this is
Yes.
your last day of your life, right?
Mm,
Don't try to postpone things to the next day. Try to do it today itself, right? So
mm.
that also is very important. And being self-reliant, I think that is the top quality that will help you stay motivated. Because when we are dependent on others, naturally you will start depending on others for external motivation. So always give importance to intrinsic motivation that comes from within.
Within it's
Yeah,
just like evolving the motivation from inside, right? Within
right.
that. I love that word because if you look motivation at outside, it's just like temporary motivation. But
Yeah.
evolve the motivation inside. I'll tell you my motivation why I serve productivity industry. The reason is in my life I was distracted, addicted to porn, chasing girls, doing some random things, chasing shiny objects, more than 13 shiny objects online to make money, and I failed ruthlessly. More than 13 times I failed. Then I
Mm,
understand why I
mm,
was failing, even though I'm putting the hard work. Then I understand I was
mm,
putting the blind hard work. There is no strategy,
mm,
there is no productivity, there is no proper system to implement. Then I
mm,
lock myself, Nitya, in the door, in a room for 6 months, reading 200 plus books on productivity and time management and mindset to understand this is the key, golden key
mm.
to unlock the millionaire status,
Great, great.
unlock the results. Okay. So, see, even my point is in terms of keeping up the motivation, you don't look at yourself, look at the world. Who is more
Mm,
successful? Your admirers, your mentors. What is the one thing they have you don't have? Simple.
yeah,
They are daily super productive. They are handling things well. They're building
yeah.
systems. They're creating things. And you are not. You are just randomly, mindlessly scrolling Instagram, YouTube shorts. Where the
Yeah.
results will come. Productivity is the key, right? And Nitya, tell me, okay, my motivation is very high. My motivation is like strong. Why is strong? but my energy levels are down. My physical energy is down. How to fix that?
Okay, the first thing I would say, Ramesh, is to fix your sleep routine.
Mm, mm,
That is where the energy comes from. That is always overlooked.
mm,
Even by
mm.
moms, I would say. I think the
Moms.
worst case is for moms only
Mm,
because see, once the family sleeps, she wakes up again and she has
early.
some household chores to complete or even the office work. Even I have done that. Okay.
Mm,
So the problem is the sleep routine, once it gets disturbed, I've seen my energy levels going down throughout the day. And you can't
mm,
even get it back soon, right? So
mm,
always fix your sleep routine, have this bedtime schedule, have a reminder that you have to go to the bed at least by 9 o'clock. And what I do is we have this habit stacking. I believe in that.
mm.
So we watch as a family, we watch a serial
Family
that is
time.
very like, yeah. So
Mm.
that comedy serial we watch, which is very light and gives us that positive energy.
Yes,
And that's
yes.
Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma. I love that serial. And
Yes.
once we watch that, no, it's
Mm,
8:30 to 9. And 9 o'clock we go to bed
mm,
and we start talking about the day. Okay, so we recollect what all happens, no? So every day what happened, all these things we recollect, we exchange the information and what all happened, the instances and all. And
mm,
once that is done, then we go for a walk. Okay,
mm.
just outside our house,
Night
no,
walk.
for 10 to 15 minutes, very casual walk. No,
Mm.
it's not focusing on walking, it is just focusing on being
Beat
together,
the
and then we
negativity,
come
beat
back.
that. Mm, mm.
Yeah, so being together and we come back, and when we sleep, no, we get that peaceful sleep. Every
Sleep,
day,
right?
that is very important, and you should get the deep sleep, sound sleep, right?
Sounds.
And when you wake up in the morning by yourself without an alarm, that is really a good thing. That is the
Mm,
base, I think, for energy levels. And the second thing I would say is adjust your breakfast timings. Okay, so have a lot of fruits in the morning because
mm.
I've seen having fruits in the morning have really increased
Light
my
breakfast,
energy
right?
levels.
Fruits is the light
Yeah,
breakfast. Mm.
yeah. And going for a walk in the morning also energizes me very well.
Nice.
And nature walks. And
Mm.
we stand in front of the sun basking kind of thing, where you get that sun rays, okay, directly.
Mm.
And maybe I'm not sure whether others are doing this. Generally, when it comes to energy, we all say sleep and food
Yes,
and sun
yes,
basking,
yes,
walking and all. But what I do is I swing, okay, Jula. I
yes,
love that, okay, in the morning. It's
yes,
not going to be there in the evening. Generally, for relaxing, they do, but I think relaxing is necessary in the
yes,
morning
yes,
to
yes.
make it enjoyable instead of an
Exactly.
exhausted morning, no, or
Mm.
a morning that is rushed. Instead of that, you can have this as a relaxed morning because when you use that swing, no,
Mm.
automatically you feel lighter
Yes.
and you feel that you can achieve things better, and that keeps the energy levels high
High, high.
throughout the day. For me, it is there. So
Correct.
I feel these things, and spiritually, if you are aligned spiritually, you can go for prayers and meditation. Definitely,
Correct.
they play a very good role in maintaining your energy, and drink lots of water. I
Mm.
think that
Yeah,
hydration
that's
is
correct, right?
important.
Physically, to because physical body, like in all the four areas, we need to be energetic. Like physical
Yeah,
energy, emotional energy, and spiritual energy, right? In all areas, at least one routine. In physical
definitely.
energy, I prefer every break time have something, like eat
Mm,
something, munch something, only nutritious, okay, not like
mm,
junk nutritious. For mental energy, as you said, a prayer or gratitude or affirmations. For
yeah,
emotional energy, you just keep up yourself, like saying thank yous or always
visualization is also good.
call people with their names, right?
Yeah,
Just manage your own emotions.
yeah,
Like as Nitya told, be in the proactive mode, always in the emotions also. Don't try
yeah,
to overthink. People stuck in the negative loop, Nitya. You understand, right? Overthink,
yeah,
going deep into it. They're in depression. In my community, we are like 500 plus members right now. Okay. The biggest problem is, Ramesh, I'm overthinking. I'm a over.
mm,
Why? Because you're not energetic the whole four areas. If
yeah,
like
that's right.
overthinking won't comes just because people are wasting their energy. They don't have energy to think rightly, think in a right
Mm,
manner. That's why they're
right.
jumping. It's like half energy zombies. We call it as zombies.
Mm.
Half energy zombies. You know what they do? They,
Yeah,
they
true.
they just wake up, open the Instagram, scroll the reels for 1 hour, rushing to shower, breakfast, rushing to office, open news, randomly scrolling the news, do the work, lunch, randomly scroll the phone,
Yeah,
do the work, come home, randomly scroll the TV, Netflix, eat whatever the junk, sleep. It's called zombie.
yeah,
not a productivity
Right.
barrier. Okay.
Right.
If you
Right.
really want to grow, you need to get rid of that zombie layer in your life. Okay. So Nitya, tell
True.
me, I went through this pain. Okay. People are like damn serious about their goals, but they never realize productivity is the problem. You understand, right?
Yeah.
They never realize productivity is the problem. What are the common misbeliefs people have on productivity?
Yeah, there are many actually, Ramesh, if I
Top
have to
three.
say, but I would
Yes.
say the top three as the first one being thinking that being busy is being productive. That's the biggest thing I found actually. So
Mm.
what they think is if I am being busy, the problem is no, when you are busy, your time is also involved, your energy is also involved, and your effort is also involved. That means you're active only. You are engaged in some
Mm.
work without any goal. That is the problem. See, your
Mm.
energy is being spent, your effort is being spent, your time is also being spent, but there is nothing, there is no result there. That is
Mm.
only being busy. At the
Mm.
end of the day, you are always in the reactive mode when it comes to being busy.
Correct.
And not only that, you don't get results and you become exhausted. But
Mm.
when it comes to being productive, no, you are always in the proactive mode because you
Mm.
want to utilize your time properly.
Mm.
Because we follow that 80-20 principle, right? Pareto
Yes.
principle.
Pareto
If you
principle.
have to, yeah, only 20% of your efforts decide 80% of your results. That means you should be very clear that where do I direct this 20% of my effort? So
Mm.
we will automatically get into that proactive mode.
Mm.
And it is not going to result in exhaustion. It is going to result in empowerment for you,
Empowerment.
elevation, right?
Mm.
So that
Mm.
is the first myth, thinking that being busy is being productive.
Mm.
Now, the second myth I would say is multitasking. So even
Multi.
I was thinking earlier, okay,
Mm.
I think 2 decades back, I thought generally if you take mothers are very good at
Yes.
multitasking. But
Multitasking.
the problem is multitasking necessarily need not boost your productivity. Okay, so it is actually bringing your productivity down by I think at least 40%. So
Mm.
it should not happen, right? So stop multitasking. It is not a sign of productivity. And
Mm.
the third one, amidst all the other myths, I would say people think that taking breaks is unproductive. It is a
I
sign
love
of
that.
weakness.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that.
right. So I was
Mm.
really astonished to see that people feel that way. See, the problem is quantity is mattering more for them than the quality of
Okay.
work,
Yes.
right? So when you take breaks, your quality increases, not the quantity. It's not necessary. See, that thought was there for years in the industry also that if you work for more hours together, then you're being very productive. No, it's not about the quantity. When you focus on the quantity, automatically the quality suffers. And
Mm.
if you want your quality of work to improve, no, then I
Mm.
think you have to take breaks because scientifically breaks actually re-energize your mind
Mm.
and you also get to think from a fresh perspective. You feel
Yes.
fresh when you take a break, right? So breaks are going to make you productive. Please understand that and make your breaks be your friend. Okay, so people
Mm.
think that that is my greatest enemy. So I
Correct.
think these top three myths, yeah,
I really
people
love
have to
that.
come out of that.
Okay, so the in a summary, guys, being busy, I personally feel, Nitya, busyness is a form of stagnation. If you're
Yeah,
busy means you're stuck whole day. Where is the time
right.
for growth? Where is the time for family? Where is the time for rest, body, energy, self-care? Where is the
Yeah,
time for learning new things? If you're doing the same thing like a donkey, you make peanuts like a donkey forever.
yeah, yeah.
But where is the
True.
time for growth? At least 20% of your time should be empty to think for the growth, to think for learning, right? I
Yeah,
love that. Busyness is the productivity. Damn sure we break the myth in this
yeah,
series.
yeah.
Second, multitasking, as Nitya said correctly, we always try to multitask because dopamine will release in our brain when we switch between the activities. But
Mm,
real progress never comes when you're switching too much within the short span of time. For example, people, Nitya, people start the work, suddenly they check the phone. Suddenly
yeah.
they get back to work, they talk to people again. They get back to it, they're more thinking about something. They get back to work,
Yeah.
they're again scrolling the Instagram. Array, what? You're just too much of switching. I'm a
Yeah.
computer science student from Hyderabad. Okay. So, as a computer science student, there's a concept called context switching. It's
Yeah,
called
yeah.
a computer science program where a CPU will execute one activity. When some interruption came, it pulls the current activity aside and put the new activity inside.
Mm,
According to the research, CPU will consume more electricity, more power just for switching, not for execution.
Correct. Exactly.
Same thing happening in our lives also. We are too busy
Exactly.
between the activity that switching leads to burnout.
And there is no focus also, Ramesh. The
Hmm.
problem is, since your focus is suffering, it
Hmm.
takes at least 23 minutes for you to come back with the same focus to that particular task that you started. And
Hmm.
imagine that 23 minutes is almost nearly a Pomodoro cycle for you, right? Which
Correct.
you are actually wasting when you're doing this task switching. Yeah.
I really feel that. Okay. So busyness is not productive. Multitasking is dangerous. Just focus on one work at a time. And third one is taking
Right.
breaks. Yes, some people like think that breaking breaks are wasting my time. Breaks is for failures. But you don't know. You are like too busy and you are not recharging your body. It's just like you're traveling from Chennai to Kolkata. You don't have time to go for a petrol bunk.
Yeah.
What
Right.
happens?
True.
Your car will blast one day without petrol. It will stop one day. Instead, you have to have it's called petrol brakes, fuel brakes. Like
Yeah.
petrol is for car, food is for us, brake is for
Yeah.
us, drinking is for
Yeah.
us, right? I recommend 90-20 cycles, 25-5 cycles, 90-30 cycles. It's based on the priority you can take the cycles. Okay.
Yeah.
Nitya, that's great, but what I'm thinking is as a personally, right? Without accountability, people can't be consistent. Nowadays, the biggest myth, biggest problem in productivity industry is Ramesh, I started the journey, but within a week I lose the momentum. I'm not consistent in any habits. Okay, I'm not consistent in wake up early. I'm not consistent in reading books. I'm not consistent in doing things. And I'll tell you even more bigger myth. Ramesh, I purchased too many courses, but I never opened it. Okay,
That's
and
there with almost everybody, I guess. Yeah.
exactly. And one more myth is Ramesh, I'm purchasing too many things, learning a lot, taking notes, going to every webinar, but barely implement anything.
Mm,
Now you tell me your
true.
point of view on this too. Not consistency, not at all purchasing or purchasing too many things, not at all learning or learning too much and not executing anything.
Yeah, yeah. This happens with mothers also, Ramesh. And I think it happens with everybody of us. So the problem is the first thing is that I would always appreciate people being aware of that. The
Hmm.
first step is being aware of that. So
Aware of.
that self-awareness, that's the first thing. And the second thing I would say, whenever it comes to accountability, no, see that accountability stems from responsibility. And
Hmm.
if you consider responsibility as a bliss,
Hmm.
then you will automatically be accountable, right? And
Hmm.
if you consider it as a burden, then you will never be accountable. How many ever team members you give them as accountability partners, they will never do it because they are taking responsibility as a burden. But right from my childhood, I have been taking responsibility as a bliss only. And I believe in self accountability, first of all, Ramesh.
Hmm.
Everything comes from within, okay? There is no phase of life where you can point fingers at others and say, it's because of them my life was actually like that, right? All these things, that is, be it positive or negative, there is
Hmm.
a role that you have played, right? So always be self accountable. That's the first thing I would say. That's the strongest of all. And
Hmm.
the second thing I would say, what I found out was my son has become my best accountability partner because they are taking this as a chance to say the same dialogues we say as parents to them. Right.
Very.
So
Hmm.
we keep following up with them. No. So when I tell them that, okay, I'm going to finish this chapter and this is my goal. Okay, we
Hmm.
sit together as a family for Pomodoro techniques. No, so we use that technique,
Hmm.
and we sit for maybe 45 minutes, and then we do all three of us, my husband, myself, and my son, and we tell the goals also. And end of the cycle, we discuss whether we were able to do that and what were our observations.
Hmm.
And then all three of us will take break at the same time, and we'll come back and take the next
Second
cycle.
step.
So like this, we do for at least four cycles. We do. So
Very good.
what I found was my son was actually very particular about me completing my work. Okay. So I would say if you have children at home, they are the best accountability partners you can find because they will never
Hmm.
forget what you have told them. That is the first thing. And husband also, he also is a very good accountability partner for me.
Hmm.
And the third one, I would say first is self accountability. Second is from your family. Third one is friends.
Hmm.
Friends, you can't really say any excuses to them because they know you very well, right? No
Correct.
excuses will be accepted by them. And the most important part, when it comes to friends, they will try to help you also. They will try to support you. So I am blessed with such great friends,
Friends.
and they are my best accountability partners, I would say.
Mm,
And the next one, no, apart from self, family, and friends, one of the most effective things that we can do if you want to find an accountability partner is your mentor, I would say.
mm, mm,
Because it's because of my mentor I wrote my books properly. I've completed 4 books, and now I'm writing my fifth one. And sixth one also has started simultaneously. And because of my mentor only, I started my course. So I have multiple mentors, Shweta Samotra for my book, and Gopalakrishnan, Siddharth Rajshekhar. All these people are responsible for my growth. I owe my growth to them. So if you have your mentors as your accountability partners, nothing like that. Try
correct.
that one also, right?
Correct.
But the base comes from you only. It
Mm,
is you who's responsible for your growth. That
mm.
thought, I think, should be there for us.
Right. I really feel that like you should be responsible for to be accountable. I
Yeah.
really like that. It touched my heart, honestly. Okay. Like
Thank you.
we talk about accountability in our communities, right? Especially like in terms of grouping the people, giving the
Hmm.
activity, being like being accountable with each other. It is working, but as you said correctly, self accountability is more powerful than external
Yeah.
accountability. Right. But what about people have this misbelief that I'm consuming content but not implementing.
Hmm.
How to fix that?
Okay, that is because their why is not strong. That's what I would
Mm,
say, right?
mm,
They have to ask a series of whys. Okay, see,
mm,
even I was having the problem of productivity a decade ago. I
mm,
found that I was not able to balance my work life
mm,
and my personal life,
mm,
though I had good support systems. Just imagine, I had good support systems, a good son. My husband was also supportive, my in-laws, everybody. Okay, so in that case also, I was also happy with my office work. Okay, so I was getting good appreciation, recognition, everything was there. But
mm,
still, I was not happy, right?
mm,
I was not able to see, I just tried some productivity courses, but that did not seem to help me out.
mm,
Okay. That
mm,
was because I was not very clear what I want from that course. That is the
mm,
first thing. And
mm.
the second thing was I was not having that mindset shift as a mother, especially, I would say,
Correct.
right? What happens now with mothers, especially Ramesh,
Mm,
others' expectations become our aspirations.
correct. Correct.
That
Mm,
is the problem we have,
mm,
right? Even I underwent the same thing.
mm,
And then I understood that this is not the case. These
mm,
expectations are coming from the external factors. But
mm,
my aspiration has to come from me. Only when it comes from you, then
mm,
you find that you are able to enroll in as many courses as possible and
mm,
implement whatever they say. Even I have
mm,
enrolled in many courses, but still I implement all these
mm,
things. Despite all these things, no, that is going on in my life, I'm implementing these things. The reason is, and I'm being consistent in that, the reason is my why is very strong, and I know what I want from those courses, and I know those are going to help me move forward in my life.
mm,
And the most important fact is only I am responsible for that
mm.
to move me to the next phase of life. I can't wait for others to push me. It's
Correct.
me who has to actually push myself. And at the same time, I would say, be a little bit compassionate about yourself also. It's not that being very hard on yourself, because I've been telling self that is very important, but
Yes.
self compassion is also important. So I
Also.
don't punish myself if I'm not able to do things. I try to analyze the situation, take that as an experience, and move forward. I just make sure that I'm not trying to repeat it. That's it.
I really like
So,
that word, self. Sometimes we are too hard on self, but no,
yeah,
at least analyze where is the problem. Suppose
yeah,
this is the third meeting to me today. Imagine I have 7 meetings a day. Maybe I miss the eighth meeting. Don't slap on my face. Like, don't punish my,
yeah,
just understand. Because some meetings will go longer, some meetings will go shorter. Right.
true.
I really like that. Analyzing the day and plan the tomorrow accordingly, the lessons from the yesterday.
Yeah, definitely. That is very important, Ramesh. That feedback incorporation, no, that will take you places. If you just note down the feedback and you're not taking action on that, then we are going nowhere.
I really like that. Okay, so as a human being, if you are purchasing a courses or if you're purchasing the content, I tell people this: is this implementable to you right now? Is this
Mm,
implementable to you at the current state of your life? If it is not implementable, don't buy.
mm.
Why are you buying and just putting into an a paid content inside the login and not at all opening? It wastes your money, or at least you invest that money
Yeah,
where if you are not 100% committed to implement what the mentors are teaching, I
That's
always
because of
tell
the
them,
FOMO they have, fear of missing out. No, they keep buying courses and they
yes,
are now like, how do I implement all these things? No, they are really stuck there. So
yes.
that is where we help them as productivity experts, right, Ramesh?
Exactly. We are
Because
the core. We are the core of action. We are the core of execution, right? So our
yeah,
goal is to make them finish all the courses using our 90-day
exactly.
challenges, 30-day challenges, habit building challenges,
Yeah,
marathons, like all that activities, gamifications we
yeah,
execute so that people finish things faster.
yeah, definitely.
Correct.
They can easily finish all the courses only when they take action. But how do they take action? No, they have to come to us because
Mm,
we will make them some time for themselves for these courses. We'll tell them how to make time and how to invest their energy and effort properly,
correct.
right? And moving ahead with these courses also. Yeah,
Mm, right. And personally, right? I have many things to do. Like I'm asking my audience question to you. You understand it? As a human being, whoever watching this video understand, you have like 5 things to
yeah,
do, 10 things to do, 25 things to do. You feel overwhelmed. Overwhelming is a common problem nowadays, Nitya. Okay,
yeah,
because it is not people mistake also. Guys who are watching this, it's not your mistake because you have
yeah.
career to handle, people to handle, family to handle, self-care to handle, too much of technology to handle, social media to handle, smartphone to handle, like 10 to 20 things to handle. Nitya, tell me what is your way of prioritization? Your algorithm to declutter that too many things and sort them into an order so that it gives the maximum impact, influence, and income to the people's life.
Yeah, definitely. See, when it comes to overwhelm, no, everybody, as you told, and I've seen mothers getting overwhelmed always. Okay, because
Always.
if I ask them, no, during the master classes or the webinars I conduct, okay, how many tasks do you have in your list today? They
Hmm.
have at least 100 tasks.
Oh my
Just
God.
imagine.
Wow.
100, 50, it's always greater than 50. Okay.
Hmm.
And I really wonder, why do you have to do so many tasks? See, don't think that you have supernatural powers and you are a supernatural being. Okay. You are also a human being. You also have that energy level. You also have a limitation on the effort you can put on the time, right? And I tell them, when it comes to overwhelm, why are you actually overwhelmed? Always analyze the root cause. You are looking at those 100 tasks and you feel that I have to do it all at once.
Hmm.
Stop thinking that way.
Hmm.
All at once is not right. One
Not
at a time
possible.
is right. Yeah.
Hmm.
Just shift your mindset. All at once is not right. Just one at a time. So
Hmm.
that is the first mindset shift they have to do. And I always tell them that to come out of overwhelm, no, you can actually use just 2 words. Okay.
Hmm.
Now or next. That's all.
Now or
Just
next.
classify the
Okay.
task. Okay.
Hmm.
So take the task now. I'll do it now. Only one will be there in that list.
Hmm.
Next will have the next set of lists.
But
Okay.
what if I have too
So
many nows?
yeah, that is why I say when you say priority, though we have all the matrix and other things, I would say the priority, the main criteria is things that only you can do. That is
Hmm.
the first criteria for identifying a task as a priority. So I tell them this example. As a mother, only I can be with my child. No one else can actually fill that place, right?
Hmm.
So that becomes automatically my top priority,
Hmm.
right? And that is the first criteria I would say. And the second one, no, they have to think of what is important for them.
Hmm.
Because the problem is for with mothers, no, especially Ramesh, we think about 3 things every day. You can ask your mother also. And
Hmm.
mothers who are listening, you can also think about this.
Yeah, think
We
about it.
always think about people, that is the family,
Family.
okay, and ourselves and the profession we are in.
Hmm.
Okay, so we think about our career, we think about the family, we think about ourselves. But the problem is, it is always at the last.
Last.
We
They,
always keep ourselves at the last only, right? That
hmm.
is a problem. So I tell them, you first, the problem is when you keep like that,
Hmm.
that goes in the back of your mind always. Oh my God, see, when I'm cooking or when I'm cleaning the house or when I'm working also, maybe I'm having some other aspiration and this work is not matching my aspiration. And I think about that every now and then. So
Hmm.
this is constantly going at the back of my mind and occupying all my mental space, and
Hmm.
it is not allowing me to move forward. I have that overwhelmed feeling, and that leads to anxiety, that leads to stress, and that leads to guilt also when I spend time for myself. So why do you have to go to all these things? No, address the root cause first.
Hmm. Hmm.
Don't go with superficial things, always go deep.
Correct.
Okay, because that is where you will get the long term solution, that is something sustainable for you. Otherwise, you'll just get temporary solutions. So I tell them, don't get overwhelmed. Just take the priorities that you can do, only you can do. Don't take cleaning, cooking, and all. Everybody can do. The
Correct.
problem is, Ramesh, if I have to tell you, no,
Yes.
people generally confuse ability with priority.
Mm. Mm.
Always, mothers especially, I've seen. We
Mm.
want to do everything
Everything. Yes. Even
under
if
the
I'm
sun,
trying to
everything.
put the plate in the kitchen, right? My mom, no, 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 I will put. Like that, she's only like grabbing my plate, and I feel like, oh my
Yeah,
God, I'll work on my work, you work on the kitchen. I mean, I'm not
yeah,
prioritizing them. They love to do it because for their son. Okay,
yeah,
but they're wasting their time for the low level
yeah,
activities in their life.
yeah, exactly. So
Hmm.
the problem is they want to do everything because they feel that they can do everything. Yeah, definitely, everybody can do everything. See,
Hmm.
tell me, are there not male chefs here? Male men
Lot
also
of,
can cook,
lot of,
right?
right?
They cook very well, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
it is not about the ability, it's about the priority that people have to take care of. But
Hmm.
that doesn't come. They just confuse responsibilities, abilities, and priorities, and it's all a confused matrix they have in their hand, and then say, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. This
Hmm.
overwhelm actually leads to overthinking also. And
Correct.
it's the other way around also,
Hmm.
right? So when
Hmm.
it comes to priority, always think, especially mothers, things that only you can do. Nobody else can do. You cannot delegate that work. You cannot delete that work. You cannot outsource that. So
Hmm.
what is that? That will be your top priority. And the
Correct.
ones that will take care of you, that will
Hmm.
take you on a path, okay,
Hmm.
to self-care,
Hmm.
growth, personal growth, and professional growth, take that as a priority. And the next one, automatically, when you are growing, as you said, your mother is the center of your family. No, you said, so I call that nucleus. Okay.
Hmm.
So I'm a fan of chemistry. So I call mothers as nucleus of a
Hmm.
family, and
Hmm.
all the other people are actually revolving around her. That is
Around
very
that.
true, isn't it?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
in that case, she has to be very careful while choosing priorities because whatever she is doing is going to impact her family also,
Correct.
naturally, right?
And
So, and
we
that's,
also suffer when mom is having
yeah,
fever, right? We are like literally demotivating ourselves and trying to help her and making her again get back active. She's active, we are also very happy inside.
yeah, exactly.
Felt
That
that.
ripple effect is there, Mahesh,
Hmm.
Ramesh,
Hmm.
right? That's
Hmm.
very true, right? Even my son says the same thing. See, if he's not well, I'm there to take care of him. And
Hmm.
if my husband is not well, I'm there to take care of him. But when I'm not well, both of them have to be on leave, okay, to take
Hmm.
care of myself. So that's what they are saying. So that if the impact is high when the
Very.
mother is not well, right?
But
And
I
that I
like
can
this
see.
word. I like this word from you that it's not about ability. Mom, I mean, as an audience, as a human being, as a professional, as a mom, you can do anything. You are able to do the
Yeah,
thing, but don't do, right? You're not eligible to do.
yeah,
Focus on the
mm,
priority, as Nitya told, that one thing you can only do, like spending quality time with family or taking the big decisions or delegating the things. And Nitya, tell me, like in my community of 500 plus members at the time of recording this raw productivity series, the main question is, Ramesh, I'm mom. Okay, I'm a mom. And as a mom, I got a career break. I got a
mm,
career break. I got two kids. Now I feel empty. I want to restart my career. And I
mm.
drive them to either go for an IT job again or build a side hustle again or build a home-based business. Now you tell me, as a mom's perspective or as a productivity expert for moms, what is the three steps the mom can take who has a career break to get back on track in the career, to get more income, to get more progress, to get more happiness?
Okay. So the problem is, Ramesh, no, with moms is, as I told you, they are always reactive when it comes to them. Okay. They don't prioritize themselves. So that's why I keep telling them, please prioritize yourself and you should always be proactive. See, when your son sees the emptiness, you're talking about the emptiness, no? See, some parents, no, some mothers, after their children complete their 12th, no, and they get into college, they want to work. They want to restart their career. So this happens with many of them. Or maybe after the child, maybe it's 4 or 5 years old, they want to restart. So
Yes.
in that case, always think proactive. You know that you're going to restart your career the next year,
Hmm.
then try from this year. So
Hmm.
suppose you want to start in 2025, plan it in 2024 itself because that is your priority. You
Hmm.
have all the rights to plan for it, right?
Hmm.
So plan it immediately in 2024. Give yourself some time. The overwhelm or the anxiety comes when you don't give yourself the time and you rush till the last minute and you want to really show yourself as the best person to
Hmm.
that employer. That will not happen because you are not skilled enough. right? See, the industry keeps changing every day, right? You have to keep up with the trends. So even though you are at home, please keep up with the trends that are happening in the industry. And not only that, for 2025, in 2024, develop all the skills that would be necessary for you. Upskill yourself. Please spend money on yourself. Please spend time for yourself. Okay, spend your energy, effort, and all for yourself. Okay, upskill and move to the next level, and you will automatically get that confidence to approach the employer. Okay, and when the interview happens, you'll be able to clear the interview easily. And please don't feel bad or weak that you have taken a break. Please don't feel that way because you have
That
consciously
guilt
taken a
is
break.
there, no? That guilt is always there. I was break for
Always
5 years,
there.
I lose the touch,
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah, that should not be there. That's what I'm telling moms. Please don't have that guilt. Please don't feel it is weak to take a break. Breaks are powerful. Okay. See, it is not that you're not growing. You are growing as a mom. What else do you want? Right? And I would say when you become a mother, no, Ramesh, you can ask your mother also. See, we automatically come out of our comfort zone. You know how difficult is it to push people out of their comfort zones, right? But when you become a mother or a father, you automatically become a
Your
person
kid,
who is
for the
ready to
kids, for the
come out
child.
of the comfort zone, right? So you have automatically mastered the very difficult art of coming out of the comfort zone. So you have to feel proud that you have taken a break because you were very clear with your priorities. So you can explain this to the interviewer and see whether your terms and conditions are matching with them, because nowadays we have a lot of work from home opportunities, remote opportunities. As you said, they can build a side hustle, right? So the first step is to be aware when they want to start. Second is they have to prepare themselves for that. And third is they have to develop that confidence. Please don't feel inferior for taking breaks. That I've seen with many, many moms. I never felt inferior, Ramesh. The problem is, I'll tell you another thing. Whenever actually, I had been a full-time homemaker also. I worked for startups. I worked for multinational companies also.
MNCs also.
Yeah, and I'm an entrepreneur now, and I've also worked from home. So I've had all the experiences, full-time homemaker also, right? So
Very
what
good.
happened? No, when I asked I've experienced all these things, and when I ask mothers, no, when they say, I'm just a homemaker, Nitya, just a homemaker, just imagine the word, okay? I'm just a homemaker, I'm just a housewife. I would ask them, why are you prefixing that with
Just
just homemaker, housewife is something great, okay?
full
So it's
time.
very
It's like full
difficult.
time
Yeah,
job,
full time.
right?
Yeah. So why are you actually prefixing that word just there? Don't please do that. I always tell them, and I've given two synonyms for mothers who are full-time homemakers in my first book also. So I call them growth enablers. Without you, without that mother who's a full-time homemaker, nobody else can actually survive or
Correct.
progress
Correct.
in their career, right? So you are a growth enabler for them. You are enabling their growth, and you are a progress partner for them. You are partnering their progress. Without you, it wouldn't have been possible for that person, no? Because they are feeling happy at work, peaceful at work, only because of you, because you are
Correct.
taking care of the family,
I
right?
really like
So
that
in that case,
because
why
family
would
progress is your progress,
you
right? Mother's progress.
beat yourself up? Definitely. They always identify themselves with the progress of their sons, their children, right? And not especially their husbands, but with their children, definitely. If the child is coming first in the class, they feel that they have come first in the class, right?
Correct.
That is very
And,
natural for mothers.
and I got this problem that especially women, it's not related to productivity, but I got this question many times. Even though I handle it strategically, but you tell me as a productivity expert for moms, Ramesh, you're teaching everything, productivity, mindset, all the tools, techniques. But the problem is in my family where my in-laws are dominant, where my husband is dominating me, not to decide something on my life. Your goal is to be a homemaker, your goal is to be like, be in the same place. How to break that barrier as a woman?
Okay. I think, Ramesh, this is there with everybody, but I would say, who will stand up for you if you are not doing that?
Mm,
Nobody else can stand up for yourself. Only
mm,
you have to stand for yourself. For that, you have to talk, communicate,
mm,
set boundaries. Okay, both at the workplace and in your family. Tell them clearly that this is what I want, right?
mm,
I tell my mothers also, see, generally they have a to-do list, right? So they'll have, I have to do list. It is always I have to do. It is
mm,
forced. But
mm,
when you take this I want to do list, that is something
mm.
coming out of love,
Yes.
right? So
Mm.
there is a difference between these two to-do lists. The
Mm.
first to-do list comes because of all the factors that you have told. But
Mm.
it is in the hands of the mother or the woman to handle that because she has to speak up,
Mm.
right? She has to voice herself out
Mm.
because whatever she is thinking, no, that will not come out unless and until she puts it out. So
Mm.
first, she can approach her husband and tell that this is what I am thinking and this is not in line with what you are thinking, and explain them, tell them why you are thinking like that. Always
Mm.
have a self-justification. Ramesh, I tell mothers that always have a self-justification whether I am doing the right thing or not.
Mm.
First,
Mm.
do that. Okay, see, before jumping into judgments of others, no, justify things for
Mm.
yourself.
Mm.
First, do that. And once you are self-justified, you're very clear about that, automatically you'll be able to speak up for yourself. When you are not clear what to do and why you are doing, then you will not be able to speak for yourself, which is very
Mm.
sad, right? So
Mm.
self-justify, go and talk to your husband, okay, and then talk to your in-laws through him or talk to them directly. I
Mm.
always say talking is the first thing, communicating is the first thing. That's
Mm.
the best
Mm.
solution you can do. Be assertive, not
Mm.
arrogant. I'm
Mm.
saying be assertive, okay,
Mm.
about what you are saying. When you have to be assertive, you should have the reasons clear.
Mm.
And you should
I
also
really
tell
feel
the
that.
benefits they are going to get, isn't it? There
Mm.
are many mothers who have missed the golden opportunities in their life. They have sacrificed many, many things because they were not being assertive there. And the
Mm.
problem is we have to stop glorifying sacrifice by mothers. We
Mm.
should start seeing them as an epitome of success rather than epitome of sacrifice, right?
Mm.
Why always mothers have to do sacrifice? And that too in this world where you have a conducive environment for mothers, why should
Mm.
we see them as a person who's always sacrificing? Not required. Why do you want to do meaningless
Mm.
sacrifices when they are not
Mm.
needed, no?
But
So
they can
please
handle
stand
the
up for
things,
yourself.
all the things strategically. Like all the people can share the work, and mom also can build the careers. Right?
Definitely.
I love that. I really
Definitely,
love that.
Ramesh. Yeah,
Mm.
I tell my family, no, see, this is not an office. Where in an office, what is happening? You are actually assigned duties,
Mm.
right? But in a family, it's a place of shared responsibilities.
Share
When my
responsibility.
son or my husband says, I'll help you, I tell them this is not help. We are actually sharing the
Mm.
responsibilities.
Changing the
Okay, there is a
perspective,
difference.
changing the perspective in the
Yeah,
house.
right.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
Now tell me, Nitya, like after 5 years, like what is your vision for the productivity industry? How it is evolving? Because technology is improving, distractions are improving, people
Yeah,
attention
yeah.
span reduced. What is your vision for the next five, ten
Yeah.
years? How this industry will evolve?
So if you ask my vision, no, Ramesh, I want to empower mothers. Okay, first of
Mm.
all, because
Mm.
I believe, as I told you, they are the nucleus of the family. And
Mm.
when I empower mothers and help them reach their full potential without any guilt, without any stress, that they'll move towards their personal growth because that is what they've been ignoring all this time. So personal growth, self-care, and professional growth will automatically happen when they focus on their personal growth. So
Correct.
my vision is to empower mothers attain their full potential, and in turn I want to reach the families also, okay, and they will also become empowered. So that is the pathway I am looking into for my vision in the next 5 years. And when you ask about the industry, what I feel is, yeah, definitely it has changed. Earlier, no,
Mm.
it was very generic when it comes to productivity, but now see, even you and I know we are doing it for different audience because the requirement is completely different in the
Different.
industry right now.
Mm.
There is no
Mm. Mm.
one size fits all, right? That
Mm.
approach is no longer going to work.
Mm.
And it also depends on the places and the family rituals and customs and traditions. There are many, many factors that are deciding the productivity framework that you want as a person, right? So I think that is going to be very dynamic. The industry is moving towards a very dynamic stage. And
Mm.
when it comes to Gen Z, it is going to be even more challenging for us.
Even more tougher to
Yeah,
become. Even my cousin,
right.
he's just a BTech first year. Whole day
Hmm.
on the phone, whole day. If I tell, Arey, why are you using
Yeah.
phone? He said that like, chodo, it's my holiday. Like that, he's
Hmm.
just distracting me and he's enjoying, right? Arey, what will happen for your future after 4 years, right? We always suffer
Hmm.
about them. So
Yeah.
Nitya, really thank you for your time for this raw productivity series, guys. If you want to connect with
Thank you.
Nitya, click the link below, and I'm giving her Instagram ID. Please follow her. If you're a mom, especially, please follow her and send a DM to her and learn from her
Yeah.
as well. Nitya, thanks for your time. And it's my pleasure having you in this raw productivity series. And guys, if you want part two with Nitya, if you really like that, write 3 action steps and aha moments from this long interview. And if you like this, if you want part 2 with Nitya, type part 2 in the comments. And this is Ramesh Yadav. Like and subscribe to this channel. Nitya, thanks for your time.
Same here, Ramesh. I enjoyed this thoroughly and wonderful questions, and you made me be the real me here, actually. So thank you so much. And I also mentioned several things in this that all came from the bottom of my heart.
Yes,
So I'm
I feel
very
that. I
thankful
felt
to
that.
you, and yeah, and
Mhm.
I'm grateful to you also, and to all the audience who've been watching this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And one more thing, if you want to like join our programs, especially get a one-to-one with my coach, click the first link. No, if you want my community at starter level, we charge just 999, just click the second link and jump into the community. You will get two live calls with me forever. Just for 999, jump into it. See you inside the community. Thank you for watching this. Thank you, Nitya, for your time.